nandikupopitha ompulakeni pethimbo ndino ngashinganisha lishuuvanekwa kusebi kutya nena esiku lyo International Day for Universal Access to Information okugandja ngane omauyelele kutya omoradio, omikundaneki nenge shampoka ngane hapu vulu kugandjwa uuyelele. Ya otatu kakala twapekwatathano na gumwe ngane elo shilyo sho Action Namibia Coalition ano Emilia Paules opo ngane afatulule nokuthamuna unene kombinga yo access to information. Emilia muharapo?
Tuharapo na tukupa muharapo na memari.
Dayo tuharapo lera.
Okay.
Na tukupa nduresho imangulula kiilonga yoye.
Yaro.
Ya pethimbo ndino tunanga no mapulo mashona ngono twahara tukupule opo uyerithire oshigwana kombinga yo access to information. Ya puro lyotango ndino atariti kutya what is access to information and is it guaranteed in our constitution?
Okay, tango neneke puro o access to information na eganjo jo mauyerere otatu popine kombinga mauyerere genywe pangero nenge komahangano go paumwene o mauyerere ngono gapumbiwa kwa shigwana opo yaninge o decision na monkalamwenyo zao dhukirira no dhina o tatu tinenginyana to make decisions that are informed and to participate in the national discourse. So access to information is really a law or an ability for citizens to be able to access information, to seek the information and receive it to better their lives. And the Namibian Constitution actually it doesn't guarantee the right for access to information, but it guarantees the right to freedom of expression. But we know that without access to information, you won't be able to express yourself. So ngere kunu yerere kombinga oshima itovururera kuganja nenge kucontributa sha sina shanu yerere mbono shashi kushishi mara ekotampano ngoje totali tulombwele kucha otuna o raita nengusemba okupopsa shitwahara mara otune usemba okupopsa shitwahara mara itatuvuru as long as we don't affect other people's rights. So the Namibian Constitution is clear also under Article 144 that all the laws that Namibia has signed, all international laws that Namibia has signed, becomes part of the Namibian Constitution. So that means that indirectly we do have the right to access to information in Namibia because Namibia is a signatory to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which is very clear that everyone has a right to freedom of opinion and expression. This right includes freedom to hold opinions without interference and to seek and receive and impart information and ideas through any media and regardless of frontiers. So this just means that as citizens, we do have the right to access to information and we need to demand it. And especially the information that government institutions hold. So don't go to the hospital and find out about contraceptives and you are told that we don't have any information on that. You have the right to receive that information, and those who are in those offices, they have they are actually forced by the Namibian Constitution to ensure that this information is received by the people.
Emilia natango wete opuna pombinga dhimwe tuyatha konguyerere itoumono otorombwirwa kutya uyerere mbono itatuvulu kuganja unene ngashine ikundaneki. Otorombwirwa no, we cannot give you such information, but itorombwirwa matompero kutya umorwashike. So now people know no kutya oyeno themba okupura nenge okuganja uyerere nenge opumona uyerere okuza komahangano nokikondo ya yoroka.
Yes.
Okay, ebureti yarondino kucha why access to information is important. Omurashike nana eganjo jomauyerere jasimana.
Eganjo jomauyerere jasimana unene shashi ngere ngashi ndatumburako ni makucha ngere kunuyerere itovururera kuparticipate minimo inji nenge itovuru you won't be able to better your life in a good way because you don't have the right information. And especially for us young people, I mean, information about vacancies, they go to few individuals and then other people don't receive it. So this information must reach all members of the public, all citizens, all young people. They have a right to this information. So this information will help us better our lives. It will help us even improve our different businesses that we are involved in. And it will just make us better people, you know. If you have information like the elections are coming up, but information about elections is hidden. It's not out there. You need people from ECN to be on radio. You need information to be shared proactively. Even before you ask for the information must be already available because the public has a right to know. Even if we do not have the access to information law, which the Action Coalition has been advocating for many years now. Since 2016, the Action Coalition has been working with government to try and get an access to information law in Namibia that forces government institutions to make information available to the public. So information is really important, and I can't stress it enough, just how information can change our lives.
Now, how can the public benefit from the access to information?
Well, the public can benefit from the access to information law, especially in many ways. If this law is passed, this law will force every government worker, every government representative to share information. And I mean, like you mentioned earlier that you go to offices, information is refused to you, but there's no reason that is given, you know. So when you go and request for this information, there is nothing that stops these people to give you information. So information is very important. It will help citizens to expose corruption because, I mean, if you know how much was used on a government mission to France, for example, then you are able to say, okay, the president was supposed to use this budget to go to France. But now I see that he used more than what the budget says. Then the public has a right to ask, what happened here? Because we put those people in power. We vote for them. And we give them the power to deal with our information and our services on our behalf. So they must report to us, you know. People don't understand this. They just say, yatu potwe politika. Maro politika, oyotai tungoshiwan. Ngerito vuru kukontributa mo politika. Then, waganja nare usemba oe kontugumwe, o eurongise nai, shashi, ngwite urongis.
Shashi unangane opinions ano maidioma na wa maitovuru kukaganja shashi access to information. You do not know what is it all about, how it works.
Yes.
Na nyuthemba wathindiro apohi.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how can the government benefit from the access to information?
Yeah. So the government, they can benefit in many ways, you know. I think a lot of people who are in government don't even understand this. Because if you are making information available to the public about your project, about the policies that government is coming up with, you know, it will help in the communication between the people that you are leading and also just yourself as a government institution, because your information is available. These people are able to tell you that maybe a government institution is trying to set up, for example, what do you call it? Maybe a park in Ondangwa. But then you realize, no, actually, this is not what we need in Ondangwa at this point in time. We need a library. So this is how government can really benefit from this information, because it will make their lives better, so that they will know that this is what people want and this is what we must respond to.
Yeah, Ms. Paulus, is there anything that you want to share with the public at this moment?
Okay, as we celebrate the International Day for Universal Access to Information, I just want to really encourage everyone, and especially young people. We need to understand that we have a right to access to information. And because now we don't have a law, we need to work hard as young people to demand for this law. We need to demand for this law from our government, because, the law was tabled earlier this year, and it's a good thing, and we must commend the Namibian government for those developments and for their commitment to access to information. But as young people, we need to keep them on their toes. We need to ask them, when is the access to information law? Because now when we have the law, you'll be able to speak openly about whatever you want, about the national agenda, so that you can develop the country. Because this country, the running of the country is not only in the hands of the government. It is wrong if we think like that as young people. The running of this country depends on citizens, and us as young people, I want to stress that even more, because we have the power as young people to make changes in our communities. We need to empower ourselves with information so that we can build our communities. So in this day, when we celebrate this day for access to information, really, everyone must understand that access to information is your birthright. Usemba oe, usemba oe, woku pewa uyerere mbuapumba, because you will better your life. Information is really important. The theme for this year's International Day for Access to Information is that, information can really change lives. It can bring hope. So we need to demand for the law. Go on social media, mobilize yourselves, and just call upon the government to even rush the process of the passing of this law, because it will change a lot of lives. Because a lot of people don't understand. People go to hospitals, people go to the banks, people go to different institutions, and they are not giving the information, and they return home without the information, just because they are told, we can't give you this information. But at the same time, it's your right. So really, Namibian youth, I just want to encourage you to go out and demand for your right to know, because it's really your right. And no one can refuse it to you.
All right. Wamemiria natukupandure pompito njino shwari wimangura kironga we ngero tuke apo mbere wawe tatu konkora nenge tatu kongongothi we twahara tupuyerere kombinga yuerere washa no tutindira
ai tandi mutindira rero osonana twahara so
because you said it all. Ondine kera napura kenirero ya erero apa ife kuchana nitandi vurukurombwerwa kuchita ndi vuruku yako side njia nandoke hunomara kishi kuchomorwa shikitandukire kombinga nji. Nando topuru yerere inopumba kupura kuchowo ukharera shiki. Shashu themba oye mwene. Yaro. Ai natukupandure?
Otandika ganjangane namba zetu ngere pamoma atrakenio ya haranga kuyamekwa tasano natse opotutikire nokupopya kombinga yo shima shisho access to information na mushirongo shetu.
Yaro tovuru kuganjo nomora dhinire.
Okay, our number, office number at the Namibia Media Trust is 2305 0560. It's 061 230560. My email address is Emily, EMILY, @nmt.africa. So you can get in touch with me. We can see how we can further this discussion so that we can just have a debate around this law.
It's very important.
Okay, thank you so much for having me.
You're more than welcome. Enjoy your day.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you.